Over the course of this afternoon, we've been shown by the group's management how CIE's strategy is perfectly in line with the trends in the sector and how we're responding to the challenges we're facing for all of the technologies that we're working with. We've also seen our corporate approach. All of this has been undertaken with a very clear objective, maximizing cash generation. In the various areas, by implementing specific strategies, we always strive for excellence and focus all our efforts on our results. Proof of this is found in the extremely high levels of profitability, over average for the sector, which we've obtained in all the countries where we operate. How have we done this? It's thanks to our business model. It's a business model that we've been developing and improving over the last 25 years, and which already on numerous occasions has shown its capacity to address different crises and has enabled us to emerge stronger from these crises. I've always said that our management model is different and unique, and our intention is to keep it that way. We're now going to look at the 6 pillars which underpin the model. 1. Geographical balance. Our presence in the main automotive industry markets with 110 production plants and 10 innovation centers in 16 countries enables us to be a benchmark global supplier, while it helps us to mitigate the risks of exposure to the cycles of the different regions. And it must be highlighted that Asia, the leading market in the world in vehicle production, today represents almost a third of our sales, when a decade ago we weren't even present there. 2. Commercial diversification. We have a portfolio made up of both OEMs and Tier 1s, in which we avoid concentration and overexposure, which allows us to maintain freedom of investment, guided exclusively by profitability and non-commercial criteria. 3. Multi-technology. Our product portfolio, made up of all manufacturing technologies, provides our customers with a selection of the technology which best meets their needs at each time and enables CIE to redirect its investing efforts towards the technologies which are most in demand, always ensuring our future. 4. Financial discipline. A strict commercial policy, operating excellence, and constant improvements of process efficiency. Low fixed costs, investment with an ROI of over 20%, effective financial and tax policies. All the decisions by CIE Automotive are part of our rigorous financial discipline, focusing on generating cash flow. 5. Decentralized management. We firmly believed in a lean structure, local management, and operating autonomy of the plants. A philosophy which guarantees fast, simple, and direct decision-making. This is even more important at complicated times such as during the pandemic. 6. Integration of ESG standards. Allow me to examine this last pillar of our business model more deeply. It's the most recently incorporated pillar, but it's of increasing importance. After 4 years working intensively on environmental, social and governance, ESG aspects, in 2019 we officially incorporated this 6th pillar into our business model. Reality showed us that ESG is part of our organization, of strategy deployment, of our daily activity, of operating decisions and our relationship with different stakeholders. The ESG 2020-2025 strategic plan is the culmination of this integration, a strategic plan with 4 main lines of action. First, ethical commitment. Based on the principles of transparency and legality in management, responsibility and integrity in decision-making, and formulated through the Code of Conduct. Second, eco-efficiency. Environmental commitment, centering on critical aspects such as contributing to the efficient decarbonization of production, monitoring and reducing our environmental footprint, and moving towards a circular economy involving optimization of resources and reuse of materials. Third, CIE culture. Training and empowering, attracting and retaining talent, and fostering equality, diversity, and respect. Fourth, active listening. Constant and proactive communication with all our stakeholders, promoting honest relationships with all of them. 4 lines of action of a strategic ESG plan rolled out at all the group's plants through the implementation of an ESG scorecard with 79 reporting and regular control indicators, which we will share with you soon. In short, 6 pillars that support a sound, coherent and resilient business model that enables us to look to the future with optimism. This is why we're here today, on this Capital Markets Day, to talk about the future, about our future, and to talk about our commitment with regard to the next few years. Today, we're launching our CIE 2025 strategic plan, a very ambitious plan which is undoubtedly going to mark a turning point in the history of the group. 75 million vehicles were produced in 2020, but it's estimated that 96 million vehicles will be produced in 2025. This is an increase in volume of 28%. In the same 5-year period, and taking 2020 as our reference, CIE sales will grow almost 50%. They will outperform the market by around 20 points, gradually increasing our market share in all geographical regions. Of course, we're always talking about the same exchange rate with the same perimeter. In 2025, we will exceed an EBITDA margin on sales of 19%, strengthening our position on the podium of the most profitable suppliers in the sector. We expect to invest about 1 billion euros over the 5-year period, capex which represents about 5% of annual sales and which is divided almost equally between maintenance and growth projects. In line with the tax plan presented earlier, we're considering an annual payment for corporate income tax of approximately 2% of sales. With all this, we're talking about a new CIE, capable of generating a cash flow, which during the period of the plan will maintain a rate of EBITDA conversion into operating cash flow of around 65%. This represents sustainable operating cash flow of approximately 500 million euros from 2025 compared to the more than 300 million generated before the pandemic. We must highlight once again that all these commitments relate to constant exchange rates and the current perimeter of the group. And within this perimeter, achievement of those targets will mean very significant deleveraging during the period, which will drive our debt level to 0.5 times net financial debt to EBITDA, which will enable us to invest up to 1.5 billion euros without our debt level exceeding 2 times net financial debt to EBITDA at the end of the period of the plan. 1.5 billion which can be allocated to any type of corporate transaction, acquisitions of companies, treasury stock, purchase of minority interests. The focus and the decision will always be aimed towards greater value generation. As you can see, this new CIE means greater generation capacity. It means greater size, financial soundness, and sustainable profitability. It means, in short, being able to obtain an investment grade rating. And before passing on to the Q&A session, I would like to end by saying that I see 2025 as a magical year. It will be the moment when our dreams will finally come true. CIE Automotive will become a company with an EBITDA of 1 billion euros and 500 million in net income. It's a very ambitious dream, which will put us to the test once again and will demand the best from us. But without any doubt, a dream within the reach of a CIE which has all the tools necessary to make it come true, including the most important one of all, the more than 25,000 workers of the group who make us a unique company in the sector, thanks to what we make together, to what we are, a great team. We are global. We're excitement. We are integration. We are technology. We're sustainability. We're resolute. We're efficient. We are innovation. We are human. We are ambitious. We are diversification. We are development. We are close. We are family. We are the future. We are CIE.